toxic masculinity.
Confrontation between a Calgary pastor
Calgary,
and
Calgary,
the
Canada.
police goes viral. I think I saw that.
Yeah, this is
Yes, I saw
a
that
kind of a
video.
cool. You want to watch this?
Yeah.
All right, let's watch the viral video, ladies and gentlemen.
Please get out. Get out of this property. Immediately get out. Get out of this property immediately. Out. I don't want to hear anything. Out of this property immediately. I don't want to hear a word. Out. Out. Out of this property immediately until you come back with a warrant. Out. 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 Out of this property. Immediately out. Immediately go out and don't come back. I don't want to talk to you. Not a word. Out of this property. Immediately out. I don't care what you have to say. Out. Out. Out of this property, you Nazis. Out. Out. Gestapo is not allowed here. Immediately, Gestapo is not allowed. Out. Do you understand English? Get out of this property. Go. So go. Go. And don't come back without the warrant. Out, Nazi. Out. Out. You understand? Nazis are not welcome here. Out. And don't come back without the warrant. Do not come back without the warrant. You understand that? You're not welcome here. Nazis are not welcome here. Gestapo is not welcome here. Do not come back, you Nazi psychopaths. Unbelievable, sick, evil people. Intimidating people in a church during the Passover. You Gestapo, Nazi, communists, fascists. Don't you dare coming back here. Can you imagine those psychopaths? Passover, the holiest Christian festival in a year, and they're coming to intimidate Christians during the holiest festival? Unbelievable. What is wrong with those sick psychopaths? It's beyond me.
I love this man. I love this man. I don't know who he is, but I love him. And I'll tell you what, the fact that he's got kind of a Eastern European accent or something,
Yeah.
it's even more charming. It somehow makes it better. Calgary church pastor's video confronting police goes viral. Now, I intentionally didn't watch that beforehand because I kind of knew what was going to happen vaguely. I didn't expect him to be quite as intense as he was. That was fantastic. I wanted to get my genuine reaction on video, and what I have to say about this guy is that I love him. I mean, okay, first of all, I don't really know the laws in Canada. What's up? What's up? What's wrong? Yeah, we got to work something out on this. So I don't know what the laws are like in Canada, so that I can't say exactly about like what people should do or how people should respond to police, but clearly there is
Not
some
like
kind
this,
of
I don't think.
Oh no, definitely like this. This is exactly how you should react. Because at least in the United States, this guy acted exactly correctly. You're not allowed to just go into a private place, somebody's private property as a police officer without a warrant unless you have some kind of like emergency, right? If you hear gunshots or something like that, right, then they can go in. But they can't just go in and do a random search of your place. They can't just go in uninvited. And if the person, if like this pastor, anybody who owns the property or manages the property, tells them they have to get off the property, they have to immediately get off the property. And in fact, I think this guy could actually sue them.
Why they come without the warrant at all?
Right. Well, because it was just this idea that like, oh, we think that certain churches are going to gather on this day, so let's as a plan, let's go look into these churches and see if they're gathering.
I think those police people, I think they were like, yeah, we know we're not supposed to be here.
Exactly.
Because this BITCH,
What?
that inspector, whatever.
Oh, the woman, the girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or does she look a lot like Psaki?
No.
She looked a little bit like Jen Psaki.
Son.
Yeah, we'll work something out about it. But the point I'm trying to make here is that in the United States, because police aren't just allowed to come on your property uninvited or without any kind of cause, then if they do come on your property, especially like in Canada, where this has become a real problem, where the police are targeting people unjustly because of COVID, they're just using COVID as an excuse. You should react like that. You should tell them, you are not allowed legally to be here. You have to get off the property. And in fact, because they hesitated for so long, I mean, they took quite a long time to actually turn around and back off.
She's like, oh my God, he knows the law.
She was trying to argue with him, and none of them were leaving. And he had to scream it many, many times. I think he might actually even be able to sue the police department for not, for sort of like illegally entering his place and then not leaving when told to. Because that, if that's the law in Canada, like it is here in America, I think he'd have a fair case there. I don't know how that kind of litigation, how easy that is in Canada compared to the United States, but I imagine it's something similar. So I think he should totally sue them. I hope that guy gets like $10 million from the city of Calgary for that, because you need to teach these people a lesson. They can't just keep thinking like, oh, we're the law. You're not the law. You just enforce the law. And if you're breaking the law, then in particular, I think that you need to be punished. There needs to be something done there. And this is not a problem just with those cops. I mean, this is a systemic problem. Obviously, this was a planned thing where they were sending groups of cops to churches to try to get people for COVID stuff. And it's like, I mean, the whole response to COVID to me has been a massive overreaction pretty much everywhere in the world, right? I mean, who did well? Sweden. Why did they do well? Well, they kept everything open. They didn't require the same kinds of constraints that the rest of us had. They sort of let the virus sort of take its course. And it just wasn't as severe of a virus as everybody thought that it was going to be. And the really weird thing is, like, I was talking about this to somebody the other day, like N95 masks they actually work pretty well. The science tells us this. If you want to follow the science, you can say N95 masks will actually stop the particles of the virus from getting in or getting out. So if you really wanted people to be safe, you'd say everybody has to wear an N95 mask. But that's not what they said. They said you have to wear a piece of cloth covering in front of your face. That was the requirement in California. I don't know how many other states had similar requirements, but it was like you could wear a scarf or you could wear one of those neck gaiters, and those don't do anything. They don't do anything to stop you getting sick. They don't do anything to stop you spreading the virus. If you have coronavirus, you need to stay home. That's the best way to stop other people getting infected. That's the most sympathetic thing to do. It's not to go outside with a scarf on. That's not going to help anybody. So if they genuinely thought there's all this asymptomatic spread and all these people who are sick are going out, and so we need to stop them from spreading the virus, have them wear the N95 masks. The fact that they weren't requiring N95 specifically, the only mask or the minimum level of protection that's actually needed to stop the virus from spreading, that to me indicated that all of their rules were basically just arbitrary virtue signals. And I mentioned that, I think, on the show yesterday, so I don't want to go do it again. But already done, sorry. Anyway, point is, the code restrictions are a lot of government BS. And when you go in and prosecute people for breaking BS rules, you're just persecuting your own people. And especially when you do it with like church groups, not a good look. Not a good look. Let people practice their religion in peace. That's part of living in a free country. And don't go viciously attacking them because they're gathering as Christians. Believe it or not, that's what a lot of Christians do. I don't know if you're aware of that, but church is a thing that we do as Christians. Now,
it was a Greek church, by the way.
Huh?
It was a Greek church, by the way.
Oh, was it a Greek church? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Or Eastern Orthodox.
Greek.
Specifically Greek? We sure about that?
Did you see the language?
No, I didn't. That's great. Yeah, Greek church, good. But Eastern Orthodox, Greek Orthodox and Eastern Orthodox are essentially the same thing.
But in Greece, they actually have like the craziest restriction because of COVID.
In Greece, yeah. In actually the country of Greece. Yeah. It's interesting.
Next
Gorka just sent me a link to our interview today. So if you want to go on, I'll go ahead and post that. We actually talk about something we're going to talk about here, which I learned from being on Gorka today. So yeah, why don't we go on to the next story? My glowing bride. Hold on, I'm gonna change the focus. I think the focus is a little off.
Really?
Yeah, go ahead and read the next story.
Okay. Justice Clarence Thomas wants social media regulate like utilities.
Yeah,
Like-
Clarence Thomas wants to regulate social media like utilities, which is something I've been saying on the show forever. So, Clarence Thomas, clearly you watch the show. I'm a big fan. No, I don't think Clarence Thomas watches the show, but that would be amazing, wouldn't it? All right, so let's have a look at this story. Toxic Masculinity. Weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.